In the deep, markets never sleep. Whales move silent, but we speak. On-chain truth, no disguise. This is Leviathan, open your eyes.
Hello everyone, what's up? Leviathan News here. Been a while for me personally, but so good to be on, and actually a very special one for me. I'm honored to present everyone the Italian DeFi Mafia in its digital flesh, if I can say, and right before the upcoming ETH Milan conference that we want to talk about and invite you to, as we present ourselves as new media partners of ETH Milan. So let me present the kind gentleman here. By the way, guys, check out our QR code for Bold right here on the top of the screen. Let me turn it off. I will turn it off in a second, just until I can set up the whole screen and stuff. But first of all, big shout out mattdotfi. Thank you for organizing the whole thing, man. What's up?
Hi all. Thank you, advisor, for hosting us. Like, I've been following Leviathan news for a while, and I'm happy to be part of it, even for a small amount of time with this collaboration for this event. Thank you for working with us at this.
Incredible for us to be partners. To be honest, guys, I think that like covering conferences is something that in general is not being done well enough in the industry. It's like a huge opportunity that's kind of been still overlooked. But I think it has like a lot of benefits to both sides, both the covering side, like the media side of things, but also the conference itself and the participants and the project. Like everyone will earn once we know how to get the message out there in a better way. And to be honest, I kind of hope to make Leviathan in the next few years kind of a force on that scene. And it's kind of great to be able to share this vision for the first time with you guys. Definitely a conference I wish to come. I won't be coming this year. I have some stuff here. Yet I actually do think that you guys are planning something right. So, okay, let's just present you guys shortly. Davide, if you, am I saying it right? Davide, how should I pronounce it?
DavideFi or DavideFi.
DavideFi sounds so much better, but I'm not really capable of saying it, guys, so you excuse me. Can you tell us a bit about yourself? Just a few words as we present you guys.
Of course. So, well, it's a pleasure to be here. And yeah, what you were saying as an introduction is something that we can also jump on very quickly. Generally, so I'm the general manager of LFJ DEX, the biggest DEX on Avalanche, and also the co-founder of ETH Milan. So years ago, we, with the other co-founders, we decided that it was time for conferences to change. Italians were always meeting abroad at other conferences in groups, and most of these conferences that we were attending were mostly boring, or let's say traditional finance aligned, and not much fun for what we DeFi degens like to do. We all go to conferences, know what conferences should look like, yet we all are forced to get to conferences that don't understand the people that go to these events. And that's why ETH Milan is something else. It's a boutique event, a boutique conference where DeFi is built from the ground up. And the people that come are people that are excited about DeFi and meeting each other and be surrounded by people that are like them, and not feeling like the only people that do a transaction on chain in a room full of people that people wonder why they are there.
This is actually such a great way to frame it. To be honest, like how long ago did you say that you started with ETH Milan? And like when was the first one? How many ETH Milans were there so far?
This is the third edition of ETH Milan. The first time was actually in September of 2 years ago.
I remember.
So not even 2 years at this point, and we just kept growing and learn how to scale this process, because at the end, in our team, we are all DeFi builders that do ETH Milan as an hobby and are wanting to make this become a true reality of the international space. And all the people that come are friends from the extended DeFi family of the entire world. So we are very happy on how things are going and loyal backbone that we have built in these 2 years.
That's incredible. Did you see what just happened on the screen? It took me like 10 minutes to figure out how to do it.
That's an image of the piscine that was the conference location of last year. It's a Ghiblified version, but this is actually a photo. It's not a drawing. Photo Ghiblified.
Oh, wow.
We rented an entire. No, this is real. We rented a theater with an entire swimming pool in the center. Actually, a swimming pool, a public swimming pool from under 30 years ago.
That's the place for the conference?
That was last year's edition. This year we have an entire museum with 2 kiosks. So we have an ancient museum that was actually built more than 500 years ago with beautiful frescoes that are completely renovated. We are the Museum of Science and Technology this year, which we think is a perfect fit.
This is so cool, actually. Okay, before we dive into the conference, let's just say hi to Francesco and Dan, the boss man himself. We saved him for the end. But guys, tell us a few words about yourself and the projects before we really dive into what's going to happen in ETH Milan and some of your plans and stuff like that. So Dan, Francesco, a few words about yourselves, guys.
I'll go. Hi everyone, I'm Francesco. I'm a co-founder at Castle Labs. Maybe you've seen us writing some research here and there. We are basically a research and advisory collective. We've been very active in Arbitrum pretty much since day one. And very excited to take part in ETH Milan and the Arbitrum Day. We won't spoiler now. We'll share later.
Can you share a few words about Castle Labs?
Yeah, of course. So Castle Labs, it's born out of Castle Cap, which initially was sort of like a community of Arbitrum native chats. And with time, we've sort of solidified and structured, and now we are sort of active across numbers of areas, very active in governance, both as a delegate and service providers. We have a very active media arm where we run a weekly newsletter that you guys may want to check out. And we also have a very active channel on Twitter where we do a lot of research on like pretty much all verticals in crypto. And we've been pushing more and more, and hopefully you'll see more of us around.
I wasn't joking when I said that I think you've built an empire, to be honest, over there, and it's impressive to get you guys. I just saw that you posted something about reaching 10K followers or something like that. Just
today.
Much respect, and really still highly underrated and valued. And you guys are doing some great job, and like your journey in Arbitrum kind of proves it and shows it, I think.
Thank you so much.
To what you guys are doing.
Thank you so much.
Eldon.
GM.
What's up, sir?
Good.
Took me a bit longer.
It's been a while.
Yeah. How are you? Honored to have you on the show, sir. Definitely one of my favorite accounts in the industry.
Oh, thanks a lot.
Really next level. Was even happy to talk to you about, I think it was almost a year ago, we talked a bit, I asked you some stuff on Telegram, if you remember, unrelated about
Yeah,
this.
yeah.
Was
Actually,
talking to me. And I definitely think that your specific journey of bringing DeFi bringing options to DeFi is definitely one that I'm very curious about. So maybe you can tell us a bit about yourself and about Rysk Finance just shortly before we really go into the conference itself and what you guys plan to do there.
yeah, sure. Actually, like funny story. I think one of the first time we talked about DeFi Mafia was on a live. I think it was with you, Rex, a few years ago, and it was with Smiley as well. But we're chatting about, Italian people working into options, and you guys were like, "There is a fucking mafia out there of options people." So that's how everything started, I guess. That's pretty. It's interesting, but yeah, I mean, Risk is an options protocol. We started with it was an options AMM on Arbitrum, was one of the top in terms of volume. Now the product evolved. I think what we're doing now, it's a way more accessible to use options on chain, which I think is the biggest challenge. We just announced a new product a couple of months ago. We actually released the product yesterday for a small subset of user. It got very exciting. Like in 30 minutes, we basically filled all the cap that we had there. But what we're trying to do is we're trying to make options in a way that everyone can use it without removing or basically we're trying to abstract all the complexity away. And so far, I think to me, it's like one of the coolest challenge ever. Like options are a great instrument, but like the fact that in DeFi are not taking off yet, I think is a massive opportunity. And we are trying to, to solve that. I think we're in the right direction. So I'm pretty, confident about it. But in the next couple of months, we will see as soon as we, get bigger and public with this new product, which is called Rysk 12. But on top of that, I'm also part of, this Milan Mafia DeFi community, which I do think is, it's been very interesting as well to see like other builders in the space, working together, solving problems together, helping out each other. I think that's basically what we try to do here. That's why I really like also the ETH Milan thing. It's a massive opportunity to meet other people, get together. So to me, it's like that's the way like community should be, like from the bottom, from local communities, people helping, onboarding new people, new builders into the space. I think that's what Davide, Matt, Price, well, they're all doing here. So I think it's probably the best part of what we're doing, trying to get more people into crypto, onboarding and educating, doing events, meetups, and all that stuff. So that's what I like about it. And you're happy to be here and happy to have what is like 2 weeks from now. I think we have the event, right? David and Matt, I think you can confirm it's exactly 2 weeks. Something like that.
Yeah, on the
12
27th.
days.
12 days, so even less than 2 weeks. So yeah, it's almost there, and definitely Matt and David, they work very hard. So pretty sure it's gonna be very, very exciting event.
Cool. So you guys say that this is the third ETH Milan. I'm guessing it's the biggest one yet.
Last year was definitely the biggest of the three. That's because we have decided to experiment with different type of formats. Going bigger and bigger is not always necessarily the right option. Last year was 2 days, and this year is 1 day. So
really?
we are targeting the same amount of people, but for 1 day instead of 2. This year is the one where we actually are making sure that the community is the most conference aligned of every year. So with together with the ETH Milan intern, this year is the year where the community is actually actively engaging with our account and with our conference, connecting with each other pre-conference. Definitely more organized and builders heavy from everywhere around the world. And next year, we are definitely going to scale based on the learnings of what we have done. I just wanted to specify this because I think that the problem of conferences is actually wanting to dilute the experience. A conference often scales the wrong way by attracting more of the people that are less fitting the people that shall come. And having a limited guest will be easy if we just wanted to make sure everyone feels not knowing what to do. But we have, especially this year, had a special partnership with Arbitrum DAO, where, for example, on the side stage is going to be the home of the Arbitrum Day at ETH Milan, in partnership with Arbitrum and the Arbitrum DAO. So we are, with this type of initiative, making sure that people get really attracted to doing things on chain, and it's actually about crypto. It's not an hackathon event, so it's not only for developers, it's for the masses. We know that a lot of people are even interested in BD, marketing, or just contributing to teams, to meeting founders or meeting people that just work at protocols. And we want to make sure that ETH Milan will be the low noise, high signal conference that people are able to talk to the biggest builders in the space in a room where people don't run away because it's too crowded by people that are not aligned with the audience that is inside.
That's actually kind of cool. I'm curious about what made you guys I'm really curious about two things. First of all, why did you decide to do it one day instead of two? And second, and most importantly, how did you figure out who's the audience that you're targeting? Just like you say that maybe you're going for a specific niche, which is not like every other conference.
Well, 2 days versus one is an interesting topic, and we are experimenting. The thing is, most conferences just think that they should do what everyone does and sell tickets to earn from it. Our tickets are so cheap. Right now, last call is €50, and we are definitely wanting to make sure that we are accessible to anyone. With 2 days, we recognize that the second day, it's usually lower energy and lower intensity. People party hard the first day, they come very late the second one, they might have to catch trains. So we wanted to see how it's going to look like if everyone is there for 1 day, instead of having it on 2 days more diluted with presence. We are definitely going to learn from this experience, and then we'll adapt for the next year. But, doing always the same thing doesn't teach you anything. That's why we need to try different stuff. The only side effect of being a conference that is once a year is that you can experiment only once a year. So we are going to evaluate. Sorry?
You should go for 2 a year then, summer and winter.
One day. I think that people want to explore and have excuses. We understand conferences. We all go to ETHCC every year, to Singapore every year, to Denver every year. We won't go to these places twice a year. We will just choose when to go. So we want to make sure that when people come to ETH Milan, and they come that time of the year, they know that everyone they expect to meet there is going to be there 100%. Very much important for us. Regarding the second question, which please remind me, what was the second question?
it was, how did you guys decide on like, and why maybe on this specific like niche of like who's the target audience?
How did we
You know what I mean?
target
Like,
it?
because it seems to me that you guys are going for a bit maybe like at least a different avatar, they call it, like in
Yes,
marketing of conference participants.
100%.
I think it's more like, from what I'm hearing from you, more like a B2B aligned, protocol to protocol aligned DeFi conference. But feel free to correct me, of course.
So two sides. One, B2B is because we want it full of protocols. More protocols, less infra is the golden rule that anyone that goes to conferences wants to see. More builders, less people that want to sell to builders at a conference. Besides
I haven't been to many conferences, but I can already understand that feeling of, okay, well, what's going on? Like there's like 17 infra projects and like...
What we want to make sure is that through our X account, we gauge the interest of people, and we want to attract people like us. We are all DeFi degens here. We know what it means to be like us and how to attract people like us. And so our vibes are the vibes that are our vibes. They are not a boring conference making PR statements. They are builders that do on the side a conference for other builders that go to conferences to have fun and meet other people like them. And this is the type of audience that we are trying to attract.
That's incredible.
I let the others speak anyway about their vision now.
Yeah, for sure. Like, guys, anything else that you want to add on this topic? Matt, Francesco, Dan, feel free.
I think that becoming like there is sort of of the same schedule, program, and everything for every single conference, and like the main conferences around the world generally do not have that type of personality where like who is gonna be there. Like only the people that go there every year know who's gonna be there. While for ETH Milan, in this case, we chose to have a different approach to it. That's why the intern took control of the account and
doing great work.
the intern is unknown, so we decided that this would have been the best approach because it gives the event a personality. Let us also build in the background and in the foreground for the whole year, even when the conference is already over since, like, I don't know, 1-2 months. And we have more flexibility. We're able to attract the interest of more people, and we're able also to close better and more creative partnerships. As you can see, the ones, for example, we did with Cookie DAO. If you can, you can scroll up the
Up or down?
Yep. Yes. We launched a mindshare leaderboard on Cookie.fun with the team of Cookie.fun that got interested in what we were doing and decided to create one customized for our own account, based on our own account, like we were, for example, a project like Spark when they did the collaboration, in order to give also IRL perks and prizes.
Apologize, was muted. This is extremely cool, actually. I think you guys did a very good job with this kind of partnership. I actually think that this is something that we will probably be seeing more and more. People are going to adopt that attitude about conferences as well. I'm pretty convinced. This is actually kind of cool. Can you guys share a bit about who's going to be speaking at the conference? Some of maybe like, are there any main like themes, topics, or is it like all around?
Yeah, so the main topics this year will be mainly everything DeFi, and at the same time also some AI in crypto. These are the big topics, and then of course we have things regarding restaking and other subsectors, let's say, of DeFi or AI. We decided these two verticals because of course they're very interesting because they're sort of trending, and at the same time we didn't want to put too much stuff in there and focus on something we are very experienced in. So if Davide wants to give his personal opinion on that, it's maybe more complete than mine. Okay, maybe.
Maybe
because he's an overlap. Yeah. We have lots of talks also on the technology itself. You can see here Alessandro Mazza is a very reputable builder in the space. We have the guys from StableWatch. We have the Arbitrum Day, with Dan, with the Fra talking. So I mean, we will have many speakers.
This is where the conference is going to be. Like, this is a peak of the museum in which the conference
is. This is one of the two stages. I believe this one is the second one. The main one is way bigger, and I think
look
here.
Look at this style, man. What is this? Like,
this is the one for the Arbitrum Day, by the way.
What's going on? Look at this style, man.
It's amazing.
Italians do things differently. Let me tell you.
Yeah, we have lots of historical buildings that we can use for the purpose of talking about Degen stuff.
It's actually, to me personally, it's very, I'm fascinated by topics like, I don't know, identity, like all of the, like, and I really think that, this is very, one of the nicest things about conferences, especially like the way I think it should be, like, it should really like if you go to a place, you kind of want to feel the local place, the vibe, like you say, you want to feel the different culture and see things that you actually never see. Like, there is absolutely zero chance that you will find such a space, around here. You know what I mean? And,
of course.
And this goes to everything, like the sound of the language, like the food, the whatever. And I'm very curious. And because I really like, I'm very fond of Italy. I like it a lot. I've been there. I was fortunate to be there a few times. Definitely, probably my favorite place in the world to visit.
Amazing.
And how are you guys planning on getting that specific like feel out there? Like, what should visitors expect? Like, are they gonna feel that they're in a conference in Italy? You know what I mean? In Milan. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Last year, I can ask some of this, Mark, because I have some funny story about last year. But last year I was on a panel about I love derivatives. So that was kind of the topic of the panel, and it was with Darren from iPoor. And
he was the one who told me about ETH Milan. Was that the only conference I was at so far? Apologize for interrupting. Was like in Belgrade, and when I was in Belgrade, I was talking to Darren, and he was like, "Yeah, come to Milan, man." This was before the September one.
Yeah. So Darren he lives in Milan, right? So he's part of this community. So I was on this panel with Darren, Mattia from Infinity Pools, and Bera Lusconi from Bera. And the latest had basically a big Bera mask on him. So it was basically just a massive bear on stage. So we had like all this. I think it was a very beautiful panel because we know each other. We might have different views, but like in reality, we're like brutally honest on how is this world, like how is using derivatives and so on. But the story is like after the panel, a few people came to me and it was like, like I really enjoyed the fact that you guys, went very honest. But like everyone was like, to be honest, I didn't expect to hear like very cool things on stage. I just came here because it was Italy and Milan, which I think is great. It was like, okay, that's a good reason to be on this event. And people were impressed that actually like even the quality was high. And then after that, I think we went lunch in Italian Roman trattoria. So we got like carbonara and all the stuff. And the people were like, yeah, this is like probably one of the coolest events because I got very good panels I didn't expect, like brutally honest when it comes like derivatives trading and everything like that. And now I'm enjoying like carbonara here in Italy. So yeah, I mean, about your questions, like do people feel they are in Italy? I think like it's actually one of the main reasons why they're coming. It's like if I can get some Italian experience and vibe, and at the same time talk to like those local builders, like other people are coming, international and so on. So I think that's probably like one of the, in my opinion, one of the value proposition of this is that you get a local community. We are builders, we help each other, we are like helping. We also we're brutally honest when it comes to like building and all the stuff. But on top of that, you're in Italy, you can enjoy Negroni after, you can get a spritz, like you can get beautiful vibe. Like last year, the aperitivo was like different level. We're like on this, close to the pool, enjoying like all the aperitivo, talking to people. So,
for sure.
yeah,
The
I mean,
thing
you
is,
can
the
definitely
coffee,
vibe
the
it.
whole thing, let me tell you like something like if you don't mind, like a short story. But like we were with the family last year in Italy last summer, just about like almost a year ago, and like just one example, like how different Italy is. Like you go to a gas station and you ask for coffee, they actually give it to you like in a cup, like as if you're in a coffee house. You don't get just a paper cup. You know what I mean? You
Yeah.
get to actually sip an espresso like a human being, like with an actual, like you feel like a king. You're on a gas station. Like you will, there is
Good Italian
absolutely zero
experience.
chance that you will like. There is zero chance that
But
it will happen here. And over there, we're like at this gas station and I'm drinking this amazing coffee out of
But there is the problem of the other side. It's like a couple of years ago, I was at Denver with my team, and we stopped at the gas station on the way to go to the mountain, and we got a sandwich, and it was
good
disgusting.
luck.
And I'm like, I'm not used to this. Like sandwiches in gas station in Italy are good. So that one was like
Yeah, on
super
this
bad.
level, like Europe has its own level. Like I haven't been to that much, but both when I was in Italy and when I was in France, it's like the stuff that you get just on like a gas station on display, like in a place that you're used to, that it's not good. Even that, it's like you're like, what? This is what they eat here on a gas station. Like, okay, that's
The story.
quite insane. Guys,
Yeah,
what else
also,
can you tell us about the upcoming conference? Like whatever's on your mind, like your expectations, the way you're like working towards it. What should people expect? What's up like in the next few days? How are you guys trying to get more people to know about it and join, especially when it's so close to ECC? I mean, it's like a few days before ECC starts, right? So it's a good opportunity for those who are in Europe early to actually check it out.
yeah, basically, like we were talking about the Italian experience. I mean, the people that will come here will definitely feel the Italian experience because we will have the Italian breakfast, let's say, in the morning.
Oh, wow. What does it mean? What's an Italian breakfast, by the way?
Cornetto and cappuccino. So like this is sponsored by the guys from BitGet and
By who? By whom?
the guys from BitGet, the
Ah,
exchange.
nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
that are sponsoring the event this year around, and also a cool thing will be the aperitivo. Even this year, we will have an aperitivo at 6 p.m. So people, after enjoying all the talks, the networking, etc., can pleasantly have a chat and enjoy their spritz, their beer. And yeah, that's the Italian experience at ETH Milan. But I mean, this year will be definitely a very good experience and like a fulfilling experience because it's just one day. So they will be satisfied with coming here one day only. And if there are people going to Cannes, they can definitely pass by a few days beforehand in order to enjoy the Italian experience and yeah, come chill with the Mafia.
Said it best. Said it best. Francesco, any thoughts? Anything specific that I'm only guessing that you're going to speak on the conference?
Yes, sir. So I'm not involved in the organization. I'm gonna be a participant and a speaker in Arbitrum Day. Yeah, I mean, I can share a couple of thoughts on ETH Milan. I think like what I really like about it is like sort of like the intimate situation where you're able to like have everyone in the same place to a certain extent, and you can really like get to meet people, network, right? While I feel like sometimes in conferences, especially with side events, you often end up running like left and right with little to no results, kind of, maybe, right? Like, and obviously I feel like the twist of like having like sort of like everyone at the core conference, it's an interesting one, right? Like we're seeing how like ETC is sort of like doing the same, choosing Cannes, but you know it's a completely different target, for example, like given also the cost of the ticket, right? But yeah, just like on our side, we're happy to sort of like being able to share our experience on Arbitrum during Arbitrum Day as sort of like would say like a very grassroots collective that sort of like bootstrapped like both our involvement in governance and then sort of like as being able to contribute also as a service providers in different way, right? So like obviously we like very happy to share our experience as part of the Arbitrum ecosystem, and also just show that I mean, we are on the ground, and also we like fully support like ETH Milan, right? As a smaller conference.
That's actually very cool. Dan, anything you can share with us on what you're gonna be talking about on
stage?
yeah, on stage? I don't know if you have a keynote, panels, but I'm pretty sure that you'll be saying something.
He's gonna sing. He's gonna sing.
Yeah, no, this year is gonna be like a full show, like singing, dancing. Gonna do like a bunch of things. Like, I have to definitely evolve myself. People getting tired of listening my, options and derivative thesis. Yeah, no, I think
Danny's
this
a
year
very good comedian, so he will do stand up.
I'm not sure I'm gonna be good, but I can definitely try. But this year, I think I'll be at the Arbitrum event. So I think probably it's gonna be more about like applications. There's always this topic about like applications, chains, like builders, how to attract them, what builders are looking for, like all those kind of topic that, in my opinion, is always very interesting, because we've seen like a lot of ecosystems and so on, but at the end of the game, like my view is always about like you need builders and you need a community to win. I know the Arbitrum ecosystem pretty well. Like Rysk, the first version was an Arbitrum. We started there. We built a bunch of products there. So it's so I think it's gonna be mostly around it. I think it's probably one of the topic that I'm very opinionated as well. So I think it's always good when it comes to like doing a speech like that. But yeah, I mean, overall, that's the topic of the speech. But other than that, I will just go around, talk to people, meetings, getting coffees with. I already have a few planned. There are like a lot of people that I never met in real life that told me like, "Hey, I'm coming to Milan. Let's meet," which I think is pretty cool. A lot of international as well. So yeah, I mean, that's gonna be pretty much my day, and then during the evening, I have to enjoy that aperitivo and some drinks.
Do you guys like? Are you guys gonna do some videos from it? Like, are there gonna be uploads of the keynotes, the conferences? Will people who aren't coming be able to watch the content? That's basically what I'm asking.
I believe so. I'm not sure 100% because I'm not in charge of this, unluckily. But I mean, Davide, if he can, I don't know if he's back. Yeah. If he did you hear the question?
No, repeat it actually.
The question was regarding like if the panels, keynotes were like recorded for anyone to see it afterwards.
Yes, they won't be streamed live, but they will be recorded for later viewing for both rooms. One, the Arbitrum Day, which will be a separate recording, and for the main stage.
Nice.
Yeah, I believe it was like this even like last year and the year before. I believe we already did that in the previous years, and it's a very cool thing because people can enjoy it afterwards. And I think that this year, especially, we will push a lot on this side because, as I said previously, we want to maintain a strong presence in the community for the whole year. We don't want to disappear for 5-6 months and then come back, say, "Oh guys, remember that there is ETH Milan coming in 2026, this date, whatever." We want to.
This is actually a very good point. It's a very good approach. Like, if you guys really want to build a community and really like bring like a next level into this and not be too generic, then I really think that you have to have some kind of like presence, culture. Like, you have to have some kind of soul. You know what I mean? Like, you have to be a part of the community. Like, the conference itself as an entity, especially in the virtual realm. Like, it should have a life of its own. Like, and I really think that you guys are doing a great job with this, especially like I can personally tell like there's a lot of difference from last year, because I was actually in talks with you guys last year as well, before the conference in September. And I really think that there is a difference in the way that you guys are communicating it, and I'm very me personally, I'm very fond of it, and I think you guys have a good direction. And I think that Matt touched on a very important point here about like keeping it consistent, like really being out there throughout the year and not necessarily only in the days of like in the weeks before the conference. Guys, come to the conference, bye.
Yeah, the intern takeover was definitely something that was done intentionally to gather more towards the community. It is this year, and then was the most bearish one for around conferences at a certain point. So I think that everyone that went around conferences in the past 12 months started to feel a shift in people's interest in conferences in general. Some people, every year, there's always less and less people and people wonder more and more, why are they continuing to go to these conferences if they don't adapt? And that's why we devoted this year to become that this pivot started months ago, but will be the highlight focus on the next years of becoming a community conference for the people. Like, we know that people are looking for something else, and that something else starts from the communication of the account, which will be intern managed 24/7 every single day of the year from now, from months ago till the future, and also in general for the for anything that we want to do in the future, aiming towards the community. Like, it all started when the intern started asking if he should have put a Milady as a PFP if the community, if they would have reached 420 likes. And then 600 likes happened within 24 hours. And that was a message of, hell, maybe we should stop being the conference for, I don't want to say disrespectfully, we should stop being the conference for the suits. We should be the conference for the miladies, for the pudges, for the trenches, for these people that are ready to storm your account if you show them that you're part of the culture and that you understand them. If you have their T-shirt in your wardrobe, will post a cute picture of their super exclusive T-shirt that you got at their secret party somewhere in the world, because you're actually a fan of all of these places. If you understand the culture will come to you.
Yeah, and I would like also to add that to what Davide said, like, part of the culture is also Web3Me, that is the Web3 community in Milan, that is full of builders in DeFi and other ecosystem that always want to, like, support what we are doing, and that started as a, like, group to have, like, co-working session, etc., and then became ETH Milan. We want to be consistent with everything we're doing in order to grow the community, starting from the everyday life, let's say, where there are builders that can be joined by other builders, can have their own events, can bring their co-workers from Berlin, London, United States, wherever they are, and say, okay, come hang around with other builders in Milan, not only on the ETH Milan day. And we want to build it in the way that we become sort of a new key city for the Web3 ecosystem, not just a conference. And that's, like, how I'm reconnecting to Davide regarding the culture. We want to be a part of the crypto culture with ETH Milan, with Web3Me, and with everything we are building.
That's actually another very interesting point for me personally, because there are all these, like, and I think it's not only in crypto, of course, like, this is in any, like, sector, industry, whatever, that this is how people are. There are different cliques. Like, when I talk to like if you've been, like, more than, like, I don't know, a few months into the space and you're actually following it, you can see that okay, there's, like, this there's this Italian clique and they have these projects. There's the French clique and they have those projects. There's the American clique and they have those projects. There's the Russian clique and they have their own projects and well. There's the Israeli clique with its own projects, like, and style. And these different cliques are actually forming the industry, the society, and the connections between them, and like the interconnections and the connections all around. And I think it has a huge influence also like on the vision side. Like there's usually a hub for every sector in any thing. Like, okay, where are the mind shift? Like what approaches rule an industry? You know what I mean? And I'm actually very curious with you guys, like what you think about that, and how do you think like what's the Italian mindset of how to do DeFi? Like what's different about Italian DeFi, if you understand me? I know it's a very weird question,
I
but
think we'll talk
it's
about
like
it.
my question.
I think you need to take care of the cat 1 second.
Yeah. This is my
we can
crazy
support.
cat from outside. I was hoping that the mic is filtering that as well, but okay.
We can feel the
You don't even
space
understand like
while
how
you
many.
pet the
To
cat.
be honest, even if I go now and I close that other window that she came in now, that specific one, she knows how to enter. Even if I try to like seal the house, she knows the way in. And she's the craziest cats. Like really, I have a lot of cats around here in the yard and whatever. Like I really like animals, dog and cats. But like she's just something else. And she's curious about ETH Milan as well. You know, she would spot. She would have enjoyed the cuisine. And you know, this is like a cat like one of the smallest cats, okay, but she can eat like it doesn't make any sense. Like the amount of I've never seen such an animal. So go ahead, and I will try to convince her to give me my house back.
Yeah. Then, how do you feel about how the Mafia is going to take care of the guests coming in Milan in 2 weeks?
Well, I mean, I think we're gonna do what we know what to do the best, which is drinking, eating, talking about non-crypto stuff, but also going very deep into crypto and DeFi stuff, which I think is the best thing about the Mafia. It's like if you want to go very deep into like options pricing, we can do that, but at the same time, we can also go and drink the hardest as possible. I mean, David is definitely way better than me on that, but I can definitely keep track of it. But no, I mean, that's I think also back to the question. It's like, what's the why so special about DeFi Mafia in Italy? I think it's actually there. Like we're very passionate about what we do. We like DeFi, we like crypto, we like everything about it. We like to go deep into talking about it, but at the same time, we want to do it in a way which is fun, which is chilled, which is degen enough, which is also like drinking around and eating. That's definitely the best part for me. Like if you are like DeFi Mafia, so it started like a Telegram group, and on that group we just talk about everything in a very chill way, and sometimes we chat about the hate versus French people, which is not a real hate, but as you can imagine, as Italian we have to do it, or go very deep about a new DeFi protocol or something we don't like about, I don't know, like anything new into the space or anything that is suspicious or whatever. So I think that's seriously that's what the best that we can do. And that's also, to be fair, like also the vibe I get every year from Milan. I'm like, at the end of the game, I've done very good connection, but I have fun. And I think that's what matters the most to me. Meet people, have fun. And by the way, we also have French into the DeFi Mafia group. So we just don't talk bad about them. We also have them in the group so that they have like, they can give us their own opinion on cheese and stuff like that. But we usually win.
And we had discussed to not say that name in this call.
What's that?
We have discussed before to stop saying that name, the French, in this
Oh,
call.
yeah. That was, but
let's say that people in the group chat that they are not Italian, but still like with us and doing stuff with us are Italian aligned.
Oh yeah.
No matter the nationality, even if they're French.
That's the whole point about it. Is that you have to be Italian aligned, which means enjoying life, enjoying drinking, enjoying eating. Like, that's the Italian alignment that we ask the people to be part of it. But yeah, that's how it is.
Yeah. If you don't talk, if you don't drink with us, if you don't eat good food, you're not Italian aligned.
And to be specific, Italians drink in a very educated way. Like, I don't want to give to the international audience a bad image. Like, Milan is the city of the happy hour where it was born. The happy hour is the served pose
Really?
with a cocktail. Yeah, like the aperitivo was born as a concept in Milano with brands like Campari that are actually in Milan headquartered. They are the deserved reward after an hard day of work. So Milanese work to the Italians are not well known for working hard, but Milanese work hard. It's just after work they reward themselves with good educated drinking and some bites of food, but it's part of the culture. It's not about getting wasted at a pub. It's about doing bar hopping under the sun with some nice views and your friends, and just having a nice cocktail made by some master cocktail mixturer or anyway enjoying life with your friends outside in bars that have tables on the street.
Is Milan like the work center of Italy? Like, is it the?
It's the financial capital for sure. The stock exchange is here, and
Yeah, like most of the high tech, like I mean that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Like,
it's the capital of tech and finance and fashion.
like if you work in an office in Italy, in like a big company, is it most likely to be in Milan?
If it's not in the public sector, yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah, the public
is,
sector. Yeah, I'm talking about the private sector. And if it's the public sector, I'm guessing it's in Rome.
Yeah, public sector is Rome. We have the government there and like most of the companies around that. But when it comes like to, if you ask me like where young people are moving for jobs, is Milan most of the time. So it's like
It
everything
actually
is,
reminds me of like here in Israel on a smaller magnitude, like it's Tel Aviv and Jerusalem. Tel Aviv and Jerusalem are like very, very different. But Milano, it always gives me a feel like I haven't really been there, only passed there, but it gave me the vibe of Tel Aviv. You know what I mean? Like the business center, the hub center, like. And for sure, I'm pretty convinced that at least that's what happens in Tel Aviv. It becomes like the night capital, like the nightlife capital of the country. Like for example, you can do some stuff everywhere here, basically not everywhere, but in the big cities for sure. But like in Tel Aviv, it's like next level. You know what I mean? Like it's not the same. Like there's no city in Israel where you can actually find. As deep a scene of a nightlife as in Tel Aviv. Like it's not really close. Is it like similar in Italy with Milan?
Yeah, it's definitely like that. Very similar. Also in terms of history, like Rome is way more like historic city, like for tourism.
But Milan is also
and
very ancient, no? Like Milan exists like for centuries, no?
Yeah, it is very old as well, but like it's not Rome. You know what I mean? It's like Rome used to be the capital of like the empire. So like in terms of like architecture, it is a different beast. But yeah, Milan is
very built. Like it's not stuck. Let's say that Rome has a lot of ancient ruins, what Milan kept building, and in fact you can find quite some skyscrapers at this point or modern architecture. While in some other cities it will not fit. Milan is more forward-looking, so it's okay to get some old buildings and renew them into something more flashy.
I actually remember that last year I saw some pics of what's it called? Like, is it called the Duomo, like the big church? In Milan.
Yeah, that's the Duomo.
Wow.
That's the one that David has on the background on his profile picture.
So this is also like probably like I don't know what is it, like 1,000 years old. Like this is not This is a specific when I saw this, I was like, okay, Milan is very ancient, like
We can
relatively,
do
not
historical-
Rome levels, but
Next time we will teach you the entire history. We have a lot.
amen.
Facade
Guys,
is 500 years ago. The current facade of Milan is 500 years old. Like Leonardo da Vinci built canals in the city. That was like a little Amsterdam to bring marble blocks from the mountains that built it. It was built over 400 years, this current structure, but it's built on top, so around a more ancient building that, yes, is like 2,000 years old, Roman style, but the current facade in marble is 500 years old.
Yeah. Actually, like it took 500 years old to build the way you see today. So it was a kind of a long process.
This is insane. This is actually insane. Guys, thank you very much. Anything else you want to add before we wrap this up? Something that people should know about the conference? Any final thoughts about stuff that I didn't ask about or that you wanted to mention and we weren't able to yet?
Come to ETH Milan. That's it.
That's the whole point. And by the way, if you do, guys,
Yeah.
we've published on our X, I will also share it today. You can actually use our Leviathan 25 code to get 25% discount off of a very low price already, probably, just like the guys say. Quite the approachable conference to visit, and so go ahead, check it out. Much respect, guys. I really enjoyed this. This is a format that I really hope to do in the future with many conferences, and I'm really happy. Really enjoyed opening it with you guys, and maybe even after the conference, if you guys, maybe even after ECC, once the conference scenes chills a bit in like a few weeks or a month. Maybe we can have like a recap of some of your thoughts, how the conference went, some of the topics that were discussed, whatever. Will be very interesting to have you guys back on and to follow your journey in general, especially just like as Matt was pointing out earlier, that this is about being consistent, keeping your online presence out there and really form an actual community that makes the conference a living entity, even like throughout most of the year, which is like most of its existence, and not only the peak. It's like when a plant grows, there's only this very short period of time where it blossoms, but you have to have the whole year to really get to that part.
Thank you so much for having us, man.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks a lot, and sure, let's do it again in one time or something like that.
Enjoy the conference, and let's be in touch. And looking forward to see some of the videos that you guys release. So thanks everyone for tuning in. It was really fun to be on. Over 500 people currently watching. My camera.
Nice.
Apologize for my crazy cat, ladies and gentlemen. But what can I say? I just love him. Then guys, go to Milan. Check out our code at Leviathan 25 to get 25% discount. And of course, come and earn some squid with us, just like the guys are already earning by participating on the show right now. It will take us a while to deliver the squid for the shows, but we're very on time with it on the whole headline side of things. So if DeFi and crypto is on your mind all the time anyway, just come and submit some headlines to our TG news bot at LNN Headlines bot, and just follow us all around, communicate with us, participate, earn squid, earn for participating and bringing news out there as quickly as possible as a community in a decentralized way. That's our vision. That's what we're trying to do. And thank you guys again, gentlemen, for giving us so much of your time here. And have a great time at ETH Milan, and talk to you soon. Bye, everyone.
Thanks a lot.